Thank you very much. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone, and welcome to OKRs. Well, you can fill in the rest. I'm Michael. I'm mheap, and you can find me on Twitter there if you want to say nice things about the talk. If you want to say bad things, don't put it on the internet, just DM me. My DMs are open. I am an unashamed OKR lover when they're done correctly. But unfortunately, they're not done well a lot of the time. Today, I'm hoping to help guide you through what a good OKR looks like and how they can help you in your work life, your personal life, things like that. We've only got 10 minutes, so I'm keeping it quite brief. We're going to start at the beginning. I'm going to spend 2 minutes on what is an OKR, why they're helpful, how do you know if they're working. Then we're going to walk through how to build an OKR. This is where it goes wrong in a lot of companies. I've got 3 minutes on that. Next, I'll share some of my hard-earned tips on OKRs. I really did learn these the hard way, so that hopefully you don't have to. And then finally, we'll take a look at a couple of example OKRs. And I'm just going to dive straight in. Part 1. So what's an OKR? Now, OKR is an acronym. It's short for Objective and Key Results. OKR. OKRs are an effective goal-setting and leadership tool for communicating what you want to accomplish and what milestones you'll need to meet in order to accomplish it. And the important parts here are these two that I've highlighted: what you want to accomplish and what milestones you'll need to meet. Now, it's just like any other goal setting. The acronym OKR is really just a fancy way of saying, what do we want to do and how will we know when we got there? Now, that seems pretty straightforward, right? So why are OKRs so popular? We all know how to set goals, make them smart, all of that stuff. But why do people really keep going on about OKRs? Secret's in how they're defined. They're built collaboratively rather than everyone choosing their own goals independently. In fact, this is a great time to take a look at how those OKRs get built. In most orgs, you have a goal, your manager has a goal, your team has a goal, and the colleague has a goal, the CEO has a goal, the CTO, this other team, that other team. And guess what? They're usually all different. And most of the time, they're probably directly in conflict. The engineering team saying, fantastic, we're going to move to the cloud. And the finance team are saying, no, we're trying to cut our cloud spend, we're going on-prem because it's cheaper. This is where OKRs come into their own, because OKRs are designed to cascade through an organisation. So the company leaders set an objective, which informs your team's objective, which informs your personal objectives. We're all working towards the same thing, but the objectives get smaller as you head down the org. Now, this is all very theoretical, so let's just build an OKR together right now. And to prove to you that OKRs work in all kinds of environments, I'm not even going to build a tech-related goal. Instead, I'm going to pretend that we all work for a museum, and that our goal is to ensure that we still exist in 100 years. So the museum chairperson goes ahead and asks their team to set goals for the next 12 months to make sure that we still exist in 100 years. And they get the following response. We're going to increase donations, attract new exhibits, target new demographics, and decrease costs. And those all make sense to me. We're going to make more money through donations and revenue, decrease costs, and make sure that we still have exhibits that people want to come and see. And this is okay, but they're not exactly measurable. How will you know when you've achieved any of these? So we'll go back to the drawing board. And instead of increased donations, how about increase donations by 30%? Seems ambitious, but we'll definitely know if we hit it or not. How about attracting new exhibits? Let's go for run one visiting exhibit per season. That's 4 times a year. That should keep things fresh, have people visiting repeatedly. How about new demographics? Let's be specific. We need to target the younger generations if we want them to visit and to bring their children and grandchildren in the future. Then finally, decrease costs. Now this is always on the list, but we still need to be more specific and we need to align to the overall objective, because it'd be easy to say we're going to decrease costs, let's just reduce headcount by 40%. But if we did that, how will we achieve all of our other goals? OKRs are about working with other teams towards an objective that we all share. And with that in mind, let's think about how we can decrease costs while supporting our other key results. How about we reduce shipping costs by 5%? Because if we're running lots more visiting exhibitions, a 5% saving on shipping will be worth even more to us in the future. These 4 items are our key results. If we hit them, we can be confident that we'll exist in 100 years. But the beautiful thing about OKRs is that these key results are also objectives for the next level down the org. So the museum director says we need to exist in 100 years. And one of their direct reports says, okay, I'm going to take a look at increasing donations. And that becomes their objective. So to increase donations by 30%, we can add a super supporter tier at a higher donation threshold. We can show people how much it costs to run a museum. We can run an email campaign soliciting donations. And we can educate people about gift aid so that we can get an extra 20% from their donations at no extra cost to them. And it just keeps going. Let's take the 5 interactive screens. This key result to increase donations by showing people running costs can be broken down again into actionable items that individuals can pick up. Someone might be tasked with research, reporting on the top 3 screen manufacturers. Someone's got to build what the screens display. We need to decide where the screens go. And of course, we need to get health and safety sign off. OKRs help you understand how the work you're doing benefits the org's wider goal. Your individual research report on the top 3 screen manufacturers allows us to install interactive screens showing museum running costs, which helps us increase donations by 30%. And all of these are done in service of our main objective, to exist in 100 years. And once you know what your org goal is, OKRs are super useful for prioritisation. Because everyone's got their own projects, everyone's pushing for everyone else to help with them. With OKRs, either the project is working towards the overall objective and we should be helping each other, or it's a distraction and we should say no and focus on the things that will move us towards that objective. Now I'm going to take a second and go off on a tangent and tell you about the British rowing team, who unexpectedly won the gold medal in the Sydney Olympics in 2000. It's worth it, I promise. They achieved this amazing goal by asking one question of themselves and of each other. Will it make the boat go faster? Should I do this 90-minute workout? Will it make the boat go faster? Should we go to the pub tonight? Will it make the boat go faster? Should we have eggs for breakfast? Will it make the boat go faster? With OKRs, we can ask ourselves, will this help us achieve our objective? Alright, point 3. Things I learned the hard way about OKRs. Now I've made a ton of mistakes so that hopefully you don't have to. And the biggest tip I have is that the OKRs themselves don't actually matter. You'll hit some of them, you'll miss some of them, the world will move on. But the best summary of why OKRs are helpful I have actually came from a Hacker News comment, believe it or not. The real value in OKRs lies in the process leading up to defining them, not the objectives and the results themselves. Because those OKRs make you discuss what your goals are as a company. They make everyone get on the same page, and they make your goals explicit because you have to write them down. Now that being said, OKRs don't fix dysfunctional orgs. The process of discussing goals and explicitly committing doesn't work if your exec team changes their mind every other week. OKRs are great for gaining alignment, not building strategy. If you don't have a baseline, set one. That's your first key result. Focusing purely on quantity metrics incentivizes bad behavior. And my favorite example for this is if you want 1,000 new users, I can do that. Just give me budget for pizza and I'll visit the nearest university campus. What you need is a quality metric. 1,000 new users with a 20% conversion to paying customers. You need to focus on the outcome over the output. Now let's go back to the museum example, because we had a key result of gift aid education flyers. This is an output as a key result. We can do a thing, but we don't know if it's having the outcome that we want. We could run a very successful on time, on budget campaign, 0 printing errors, and still get 0 new gift aid donations. Instead, we should focus on the outcome of our key result. We're aiming to increase the number of gift aid donations by 20%, and the flyer campaign may or may not be the right way to do this, but now we're focused on what we're actually trying to achieve. Limit the number of OKRs you're working with, 2 to 3 per team, with 2 to 4 key results per objective. Any more than that, and you'll be pulled in too many directions. The things we say no to are as important as the things we say yes to. Hitting 100% of your OKRs is a mistake, because if you're hitting every goal, you're not reaching high enough. Common guidance on this is that you should hit about 50% of your OKRs. And this doesn't work if goals are tied to compensation, such as bonuses. It shouldn't be. And if goals and bonuses are tied, then there are organisational issues to work out if you really want your company to thrive. And finally, it will take you multiple attempts to get this right. OKRs are easy, organisations are hard. It'll take you a few iterations before you feel like you're hitting your stride. Alright, we're on the home stretch. Let's take a look at some real world examples. The first is from Allbirds, who make shoes. And their aim is to have the lowest carbon footprint, no pun intended, in the industry. And to do that, they're looking at their supply chain, shipping infrastructure, 100% zero waste. They're paying carbon offsets, and 20% of their material is compostable and 75% is biodegradable. All of these are very focused, very measurable for Allbirds. OKRs work for individuals in addition to companies. Imagine you're training for a 10k race. You might be aiming to run it in under 50 minutes. So you go for a run 3 times a week for at least 30 minutes. You increase distance of the run by 1k every week. And you decrease the time per kilometre by 5 seconds every week. And you'll very quickly know if you're on track to run that 10k in under 50 minutes by March. Then the last OKR is one for you. You can use OKRs to set OKRs. If this talk has resonated with you, why not give them a try in your organisation? Start small, start with just your team. Organise an OKR knowledge sharing session for your team. Build a set of 2 to 3 objectives with 2 to 4 key results each. And get 100% commitment back from the team to trying OKRs for the next 6 months. Alright, I'm out of time. Thank you for your attention. I've been M Heap, and you've been awesome.